Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Sherwood Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, November 6th. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the data with you. So first off, we'll look at active listings. This last week was a pretty slow week in Sherwood for new listings. We only had 2, which you can kind of see matches a low for the 8-week period here on a weekly basis. Had a high of 16 here 8 weeks back. And ended the week with 67 homes on the market in total. That's down 4 from the prior week, kind of down towards the lower end of the range over the past 8 weeks here. The median price and days on market for the listings, you can kind of see that's been holding very steady the past month now at 730,000. Days on market's been a little bit up and down, but we had a low of 36, got up to 55, and then retreated a bit. This last reading came in at 52 days of average market time right now in Sherwood. Moving along to pending sales. This last week, I showed we had 4 homes go into pending status. You can kind of see that is a low for the past 8 weeks on a weekly basis. And ended the week with 47 homes in pending status, which again is a low for the 8 weeks. You can see we started off at 60 pendings, and it's kind of been declining from there over the past 2 months now. Median price and days on market for those pendings. The red bars is the median price. You can kind of see we had a low of 650,000 here about 6 weeks back. And this last week kind of matched the high that we've had over the 8 weeks at 761,000. So pretty big increase here over the past 6, 7 weeks now on the median pending price. And then days on market, you can kind of see that had a low of 10 days here 8 weeks back, got up to 20 days 2 weeks ago. This last week came back a little bit down to 16 days of average market time for the current pendings in Sherwood. Finally here, we'll look at the sold listing activity. And as of the time I put the info together, I showed we had 5 homes go from pending to sold last week in Sherwood. That's down quite a bit from the week prior where we had 11, but we had a low of 2 and a high of 13. And then when we look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity on a kind of rolling weekly basis here, this last reading came in at 27 homes have closed in Sherwood over the prior 4 weeks. You can kind of see that is a low for the 8 week, a slight low here for the 8 weeks, after a high of 38 here about 5 weeks back. The median price and days on market for the sold listings, you can see where that's tracked. It had a high of 738,000 8 weeks back. Got down to a low of 565 3 weeks ago. This past 2 weeks been remained steady at 646,000. And then the days on market, we had a low of 11, high of 21. The past 3 weeks now, actually, it's, for well over the past month now, it's been pretty steady at around 14, 15 days of average market time for the properties that have sold in Sherwood. And then finally, we'll finish up here looking at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list. You can kind of see that's the weeks of inventory is represented by the red bars. Had a high of a little over 11 weeks of inventory 8 weeks back, and it has actually come down. You can kind of see to a low of about 7 to 8 weeks of inventory. Past couple weeks has been on the upswing again. Reached this last week, reaching right around 10 weeks of inventory. So about roughly about 2.5 months worth of inventory in Sherwood. And then the sale price as a percent of the list, you can kind of see that's been fairly consistent over the past 2 months now, between about about 95 to 96.5% or so of original list price. So, definitely not what we've, saw earlier this year in terms of, prices. Seen plenty of price reductions have been occurring in Sherwood. Sellers have had to, drop their prices to get their homes sold. And then, buyers are certainly can afford to be a bit more aggressive on what they're offering and willing to pay for homes right now in Sherwood. So that is the update. So I hope it was helpful. As always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number is 503-680-2065. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local market. And as always, really appreciate you watching. Hope you have a fantastic day and week ahead, and we'll see you on the next video.